Hello and welcome back to Money Never Sleeps. My name is Timur from M&A Wealth. If you'd like more information about what you hear during the show, give us a call at 866-973-3627 or visit us online at mnawealth.com. And while at my website, click on the page to check out past shows and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. During the show today, we're going to examine some of the pros and cons that can occur when you unretire. A U.S. News and World Report article, How to Unretire, provides some excellent information and opinions. First, if you're kicking around the idea of unretiring, you should thoroughly consider 4 big things. What's nudging you toward returning to work? What would unretiring mean for your lifestyle and finances? Are there jobs available in your field? Or do you want to work in an unrelated field? How will a return to work affect your Social Security? Let's examine some of the reasons why some retirees may choose to give it up, at least temporarily, and head back to the office. Certainly, a number of retirees live on a fixed income, and if economic conditions change and that income isn't sufficient to maintain their preferred lifestyle, going back to work may be the most sensible option. Rising prices on daily essentials like food and gas, like we've continued to see post-pandemic, could be just enough to push some retirees back to work. If you retired in, say, 2018 or 2019, the retirement budget you built at that time may have looked on point, but then inflation came along and torpedoed all the careful work with you and your financial services professional did. At the start of the show, I noted that some retirees return to work just because they get restless and bored. As many of our regular listeners know, when I meet with clients, I do my best to help them understand that retirement planning isn't just a matter of dollars and cents. Your retirement plan should include steps that will, in a budget-friendly way, fill the daytime hours that were previously taken up by your job. If you don't have hobbies and projects or a solid group of friends, you may find that boredom has you searching the online want ads. If you retire and later decide that it's become challenging to manage your monthly expenses, or if paying those bills leaves you constantly worried and stressed, you should meet with your financial services professional to review your options. If you're struggling but are strongly against unretiring, meeting with your financial services professional may reveal ways to adjust your budget and financial strategy that makes handling your expenses a little easier. Finally, for many of us, our career is something that gives us an identity and a sense of purpose. During our working years, we know why we get out of bed each morning, and we also know that we provide value to other people, and that matters. During my own career, I've met with many recent retirees who suddenly find themselves unsure about how they now fit into the world. For some people like this, a new hobby isn't going to be enough to fill the void, but a return to work, even if it's part-time, may be exactly what they need. And if you decide to unretire, that doesn't automatically mean you must return to your previous industry or employer. During retirement, you may uncover new interests that nudge you along a path to a completely new job that you'd enjoy and that would be extra income in your pocket. Maybe you were an IT professional during your career, but in retirement have gained an interest in teaching others. You may be able to use that new interest to become a paid tutor. The next details how you can get back into the professional world after you're retired. If going back to work at your previous company is the route you'd like to take, send an email to your former supervisor or colleagues to begin a conversation. If your former employer doesn't currently have a full-time role for you, perhaps they'd be open to letting you work either part-time or as a consultant. Whether you're leaning toward trying to get your old job back or are more intrigued by the idea of taking on a new professional challenge, it's important to be completely aware of your health and energy. You need to determine if you're really prepared to return to work, regardless of the job. And don't neglect to consider the amount of mental energy it takes to return to a job. It's likely that technology has changed a lot since you retired, even if it's only been a few years. Are you tech savvy enough to meet that particular challenge? Remote work is another option to unretire and return to a job with less physical strain and certainly less time stuck in traffic listening to the same 3 radio commercials over and over again. As you'll recall, during pandemic shutdowns just a few years ago, working remotely became very common because for at least several months, heading into the office was impossible for people around the world. But now, post-pandemic, many people have retained the ability to work remotely, if not full-time, on a hybrid schedule. For example, It's common now for people to work from home 2 days a week and to be on site 3 days a week. As you plot your next move, you may want to embrace remote work. Lastly, you may want to propose flexible hours to potential employers. With this, you may be able to design a schedule that allows you to skip rush hour traffic or driving at all when nasty winter weather hits. Let me hit one final point here. If the social part of office life is one of the reasons you want to return to work, you should note that working remotely means your colleagues will often be mere voices over the phone or tiny faces on your laptop screen during meetings. Though I should add that many remote roles do require occasional in-person meetings and events. If you're getting a monthly Social Security payment, the amount you receive may be reduced if you decide to unretire. The precise size of the reduction would be determined by how much money you make and your age. Certain wage limits could also lead to your benefits being withheld for a fixed period of time, though in certain cases, unretiring may provide you a bigger monthly payment when you retire again. Once you hit full retirement age, which for most people is now 66, you can work without seeing a reduction in your monthly Social Security payment. However, if you're receiving Social Security and are still working before your full retirement age, it's possible that your benefit may be temporarily paused. For example, this year, people who haven't yet reached their full retirement age and who earn $22,320 will have $1 taken out of their Social Security payment for every $2 of income they receive above the cap. In the year you reach your full retirement age, $1 of your monthly payment is withheld for every $3 you earn above the limit of $59,520 for the months prior to reaching full retirement age. Beginning in the month you reach full retirement age, your monthly payment amount is recalculated and you'll be credited for the months your benefit was reduced or withheld entirely because of high income. And again, it's possible that you'll receive a larger monthly payment because of your new earnings. If you have any questions about your retirement magic number, your retirement strategy, or any other parts of your financial strategy, visit my website at mnawealth.com or call my office at 866-973-3627 to discuss how my team might be able to answer your questions and address your concerns. It's our goal to help you prepare for the retirement you've worked so hard for.
Disclosure. All matters discussed during the show are for informational purposes only. Opinions expressed are solely those of M&A Wealth and staff. All topics covered are believed to be from reliable sources. However, M&A Wealth makes no representations as to its accuracy or completeness. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services to residents where permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through M&A Wealth, a registered investment advisor in the state of Texas. Insurance products and services are offered through PNC Life Insurance Agency, an affiliated company. M&A Wealth and PNC Life Insurance Agency are not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any government agency.